Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, December 1st. We have all you need to know about a string of local phone scams, as well as more on a special recognition for some Penn State student firefighters.
We also have the latest information on the shooting of 2 National Guards, along with sports, entertainment, and weather. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Audrey Keller.
And I'm Olivia Sweigart. 2 Penn State students are being charged with a crime of using counterfeit media passes during a football game. Personnel in the athletic department noticed Nikola Georgiev and Giot S. Sani wearing the passes created with AI. The passes were inaccurate due to their incorrect coloring and names not appearing on the media list. Both students were charged with 3 felony counts of criminal trespass. Georgiev was also charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of forgery and 1 misdemeanor count of theft by deception. Sani was additionally charged with a misdemeanor count of theft by deception for allegedly using the counterfeit pass to enter without paying.
If you live in Center County, Pennsylvania, beware of a growing phone scam targeting county residents. Scammers have been impersonating local law enforcement officials, even spoofing phone numbers and telling people they missed jury duty or failed to register as sex offenders. Then they demand immediate payment to avoid arrest. Some victims have reportedly lost thousands of dollars. In a few cases, scammers even send fake-looking court paperwork to make the scam appear legitimate. Authorities say that if you get such a call, hang up immediately. Don't give any personal or financial information, then call your local police or 911 to report it.
4 local firefighters are being recognized for their heroic efforts. During a fire at the Woodward Inn on October 5th, the Alpha Fire Company was one of several companies dispatched to the scene. Alpha's captain, Christopher Martin, fell through the floor and suffered a significant injury. Kara Stover, Diego Gomez, Jason Jong, and David Barnfield worked together to not only help Martin, but their other crewmates as well. The firefighters, who are also Penn State students, are honored at Alpha Fire Company's most recent meeting.
Big news from the Arboretum at Penn State and State College Food Bank. This year, the Arboretum's volunteers harvested a record-breaking 2,872 pounds of fresh produce for local residents in need. Since planting began, staff and community volunteers have tended gardens filled with everything from kale and squash to peppers and more. That final donation delivered just before Thanksgiving beat 2023's previous record. Volunteers describe it as a meaningful way to get outside, work together, and give back. Staff at the food bank say having fresh, locally grown produce makes a real difference for families. Now, what kind of weather can students expect for the rest of this week? Student meteorologist Daniel Weaver is live in the studio with this week's forecast. Daniel?
Thanks, Audrey. Surprised you didn't ask about the snow that we're going to get tomorrow. It's quite the buzz in the meteorology department today, but starting things off with the live shot outside the Arboretum, it's going to be quite the different story this time tomorrow with quite a bit of white on the ground. The first real good snowfall of the season is coming this way. Right now, though, we're sitting at a temperature of 30 degrees. Feels like 30 degrees as well. That's because the winds are relatively light, but that will be quite the different story as we get throughout later this week. Across the region, though, temperatures are mostly consistent, with except Philadelphia being the warm spot in the state, sitting at 37 degrees. Feels like temperatures still slightly cooler a little bit farther north you go, but otherwise, they're mostly about the same, thanks to that lack of wind, creating no wind chill at all. But that's going to change as we get to Thursday and Friday as the winds begin to pick up. Now, if you zoom out across the rest of the lower 48, you can see a big area of snow with some rain. This is our storm system that's going to be moving towards the northeast. That's going to be bringing us our snow for tomorrow morning, but it's going to be quick. So it's only going to be for the morning. And in fact, as we look at the big stories, we're expecting snow but fall to begin around later tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And that will continue with maybe a little bit of accumulation. I've heard the big number that's been thrown around in the meteorology department is about 3.5 inches, but I'm thinking somewhere between that 2 to 4 inch range of snowfall. And speaking of which, as we get throughout later tonight into very early Tuesday morning, you can see it approaching the doorstep. as we go farther to around breakfast time and even beyond, you can see that it's pretty much snowing throughout most of the morning across the Commonwealth, with the exception being Philadelphia, staying mostly as rain with maybe a few snow flurries mixing in there. And as we get throughout past lunchtime into early afternoon, snow is pretty much out of the state except for the far east, but it's out there by dinner time. So no impacts to your evening commute. Can't say the same for the morning commute though, but I know that the county workers will be out pretty busy putting salt on the roadways and sidewalks and keeping things clear for the morning commute tomorrow. Here's our official snowfall forecast, and for us here in the valleys, we're expecting about 2 to 4 inches of snow. You go a little bit higher in the ridges, you can see a little bit more, about 4 to 6 inches, and you want to see the most, you got to go all the way up to northeastern PA, where they could be expecting almost over half a foot of snowfall from this system. And then the next big story beyond that will be the cold weather coming later this week. Temperatures are going to be dropping off into the 20s for your highs on Thursday and Friday, with overnight lows in the teens, maybe even single digits if it gets cold enough, which combined with windy conditions can mean making store for wind chills in the negative digits. Here's the winds that we're expecting as we get throughout Wednesday. You can see winds becoming pretty gusty, around over 10 miles an hour, but the big windy day is going to be Thursday and Friday. So those overnight lows are going to be very chilly. You might want to stay inside. It's going to be, or if you are going to be outside, do be sure to bundle up. It's going to be very chilly. Wouldn't be surprised if those wind chills get below zero. Tonight, though, no issues with that. In fact, it's just going to be snow with a low of 26 degrees. Snow arriving very late tonight. Tomorrow, the snow stays around for most of the morning before moving out by around lunchtime, and then the high of 35 degrees. So the snow will start to melt too as the day progresses later in the afternoon. And on that 7-day forecast, you can see that the weather pattern is pretty quiet in terms of precip, but going to be very chilly, especially Thursday and Friday and Monday next week. But Thursday and Friday is what I'm marching for those windy conditions, making those wind chills feel very cold outside. Back to you, Audrey.
Thanks, Daniel. Now over to Jenna with the latest in sports.
Thanks, Audrey. I'm Jenna Wisman with your sports update. Penn State women's volleyball is headed to the NCAA tournament for the 45th year in a row. They're the only program in the country that has competed in the tournament every year since its inauguration in 1981. The defending national champions are slotted as the 8th seed in its region and will travel to Austin, Texas, where they'll take on South Florida this Friday at 5:30 p.m. Penn State women's basketball picked up its 4th straight non-conference home win Sunday with an 82-64 victory over Yale at Rec Hall. The Lady Lions improved to 6-1, marking the 3rd straight season they've opened with at least 6 wins in their first 7 games. Keomi McMiller led Penn State with 19 points and 6 assists, her 4th time pacing the team in scoring this season. Gracie Merkel added 18 points on an impressive 9 for 10 shooting performance, while Mariah Murray also finished with 18 and hit half of her attempts from 3. The Lady Lions return home on Saturday to face Nebraska at 1 p.m. Lane Kiffin announced Sunday he's leaving Ole Miss after 6 seasons as head coach. He told reporters after Friday's game he hadn't made a decision, but has now opted to leave Oxford for the head coaching job at LSU. With Kiffin's departure, the 11-1 Rebels have promoted defensive coordinator Pete Golding to lead the team through the college football playoff. Kiffin guided Ole Miss to its best season in more than 60 years, but the university did not allow him to stay on during the team's push for its first national championship. LSU becomes Kiffin's 5th college head coaching job in his 14-year career. He replaces Brian Kelly, who was fired in October during the 4th year of his 10-year contract. The Denver Broncos linebacker Alex Singleton had a very eventful Sunday, and not just because he helped his team secure a 27-26 overtime win against the Washington Commanders. Singleton was returning to the field for the first time since undergoing successful cancer surgery. Just last month, the Broncos announced Singleton's diagnosis, discovered through a routine drug test conducted by the organization. Now, only a few weeks post-op, the 31-year-old is back on the field and made a pivotal play in the 4th quarter on Sunday. When asked about being back, Singleton said, quote, "I mean, there's just nothing else you could ever want in this world. This team's special. I'm just happy to be a part of it. I love these guys," end quote. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Joy Donald has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Joy Donald with your entertainment update. For the second time, New York-based rapper A Boogie with the Hoodie is coming to rock the stage at the Bryce Jordan Center. The platinum record rapper is set to perform on April 24th, and fans will likely be able to hear some of his classic hits, such as the diamond hit record Drowning, and others such as Jungle, Timeless, and Me and My Guitar. The rapper came to Penn State in September of 2023 with an amazing turnout from the student population, and many are excited to see him come back. Tickets are available now on Ticketmaster, so be sure to snag one before they sell out. Kicking off the Christmas season, the Nittany Ballet has performed their annual performance of the ballet classic Tale of the Nutcracker on Saturday. Although the ballet is a yearly tradition, the Nittany Ballet artistic director Paul Gibson commented, saying that the audience will be able to notice new choreography in certain scenes, bringing a new and fresh perspective to the classic. The Performing Arts School of Central Pennsylvania Nittany Ballet dancers will reprise their magical performance of the Nutcracker at 7 p.m. Saturday, December 13th, and 2 p.m. Sunday, December 14th in Eisenhower Auditorium, so students, faculty, and community members will be able to catch a showing of this spectacular winter tale. The award-winning hit TV show Stranger Things has come back for its final season. The tale of 6 teenagers and the mysterious happenings in Hawkins, Indiana is coming to an end after 5 seasons and a near 10-year production, and fans will be able to enjoy the first part that came out on Thanksgiving Day with 4 episodes, with the remainder of the season with 3 episodes on Christmas Day. Stranger Things, being the 3rd highest viewed series of Netflix production with over 14 million streams, has captured the hearts of many. And however sad to see our favorite 80s teens leave the big screens, the 9-year-old mystery behind the Upside Down finally comes to an end. And viewers like myself are on the edge of their seats to find out what comes next. High School Musical star Vanessa Hudgens confirmed her birthday on Saturday of the second baby with husband Cole Tucker. The actress took to Instagram to inform her fans, captioning the post, "Well, I did it, had another baby," with a photo of her in her hospital bed holding hands with her husband. This being her second child with the MLB star, we first find out about her pregnancy also via Instagram back in July with a maternity photo shoot caption, "Round 2." Hudgens and Tucker, who had baby number 1 last year in July, has kept their child's gender and name anonymous, so it is safe to say that the couple is expecting to do the same with baby number 2. That is all for your entertainment update. After the break, Liv and Audrey have the latest news from across the nation. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Baby Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out. Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
The man responsible for shooting 2 National Guard members is being charged with first-degree murder. Ramanula Lachenwall shot Specialist Sarah Beckstrom and Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf on Wednesday afternoon near the White House. President Donald Trump announced on Thursday that 20-year-old Beckstrom had died. Governor Patrick Morrisey says 24-year-old Andrew Wolf remains in critical condition but is showing positive signs.
A 19-year-old freshman at Babson College was deported to Honduras just as she was preparing to fly home to Texas to surprise her family for Thanksgiving. ICE officials say that Annie Lucia Lopez Beloza had a final removal order dating back to 2015, but her attorney argues she was unaware of that order, believing her case had been closed in 2017 and that she had no warning before being detained. Even more troubling, the deportation went ahead just a day after a federal judge issued an emergency stay barring her removal or transfer out of Massachusetts for at least 72 hours. Lopez Beloza is now in Honduras and staying with her grandparents, devastated by the loss of her college opportunity and uncertain about what comes next.
A fleet of UPS planes are missing the holiday season due to their grounding after a deadly crash. This comes after an MD-11 plane experienced engine detachment during takeoff, which killed 14 people and injured at least 23 others. The rest of the fleet were grounded after the crash. The planes are exclusively used to haul cargo for package delivery companies. All planes in the fleet will undergo inspections and repairs, leaving them out of service during the peak delivery season. The airline expects the fleet to return to service within several months.
A strong 6.0 magnitude earthquake shook south central Alaska on Thanksgiving morning, rattling homes around the Anchorage metropolitan area. The quake struck after 8 a.m. local time with its epicenter near Susitna, Alaska, at a depth of about 69 kilometers. Despite the power of the tremor, officials say there were no immediate reports of significant structural damage, and municipal inspectors found no issues with critical infrastructure. Authorities also confirmed that no tsunami threat was issued following the quake. Some locals even joked it was a Shakesgiving, marking a Thanksgiving many won't forget. Now, over to Anna LaCastro with the latest in global news.
Thanks, Audrey. I'm Anna LaCastro with your international news update. Days after Hong Kong's deadliest fire in decades, which killed at least 151 people, officials have revealed that safety issues with construction materials used on the apartment complex may be partly to blame. Further investigation showed that some of the netting that covered scaffolding on the outside of the buildings was not up to fire safety code. The 2-day inferno started on the lower level netting and bamboo scaffolding around one building in the high-rise complex before it swept inside. Winds carried flames from building to building until 7 of the 8 were on fire. Volodymyr Zelensky spoke earlier today about the Trump administration's peace plan to end Russia's war in Ukraine, saying it looks better and revisions will continue during future talks about how to end this nearly 4-year conflict. This comment from Zelensky came after he met with France's president to discuss negotiating the terms for a potential ceasefire. Officials on both sides are still indicating a long road ahead, with land and security being the main sticking points. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Anna. That concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.